You're now listening to the Something Good Podcast Network. Please press any key to continue.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of History We Forgot with your host, Morrison and
Cristy Phillips.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, we got a little special episode for you for the Halloween season coming up. We're going to be talking about some actual figures of history all throughout time. One of the really special thing about this is we dive into what happens around that time when these actions happen, but today we're just going to be focusing on the figures themselves. We're going to be talking about the five villain females of history, which I'm excited. Women can be evil too. Mm-hmm. Now that doesn't get brought up enough. Women can be assholes too.
Sometimes they can do it better than the men do.
Sometimes, but we got to keep them in check because the patriarchy or whatnot. I don't know, third wave feminism, whatever.
You said things like you knew what they meant. It's cute.
I don't give a shit either. That's the great thing about being a guy. I don't have to give a shit. Oh my God, you're so sad with your goddamn potatoes, you Irish motherfuckers. I was like, see, as a guy, I don't care. But as a woman, oh, please, all the potatoes in the world.
Give my right arm for a wrist rocket right now.
Yeah, bring that evil out. Come on. Get that evil villain shit out. Let it out.
I'm on my second cup of coffee. Don't push me.
So I'll let you introduce a first one. Go ahead.
So my pick, and they're in no particular order. I'll just start at the top of the page. Bloody Mary, Mary Tudor.
Bloody Mary, Queen of Scots.
Yes.
What a bitch.
Yes.
In a way. I saw the movie where it was the two. Margot Robbie was Elizabeth I, mm-hmm. and Saoirse Ronan was Mary. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, she kind of had a point, burning them people alive. Like, she kind of had a point.
So as you call it, the baseball card information.
Yeah.
She was the only child of Henry VIII and Catherine to survive to adulthood. First Queen of England from 1553 to 1558 until her death. Brutal religious persecution to Protestants and executions of over 300 subjects. And her first cousin, Lady Jane Grey, who made a claim for the throne, had her beheaded.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do.
Yeah.
This ain't like a fucking office meeting. Some of these people got to get got.
Yeah.
If you're coming for my motherfucking job, you better if you swing, you better not miss.
Yeah.
And she fucking missed.
Yeah.
And going back to that time and era. Let's break this down real quick. Henry VIII.
Yeah.
Her daddy, who created probably the most fun drinking game of all time. Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh my God.
That's where that game comes from. And it's a fun game.
I mean, it makes sense that if anybody in history were to actually invent it, it would be him.
And I remember all this from watching that show, The Tudors.
Yes.
When I was probably too young for watching that one. But
I think I started at 28, and I was probably too young to watch it.
Yeah. Just like him going through women after the second season, fucking cigarettes by that time. But you get to see in that show, and the way they describe it was very accurate about how. All right, so Catherine gives birth to Mary, and then he's raising Mary, and then Catherine, and all intents and purposes, didn't get fucking murked.
Yeah.
Okay? The first wife didn't get murked. He just divorced her, thank God. But then he met Anne Boleyn, and that went south.
Yeah.
But what's fucked up is, her fucking surviving sister is Elizabeth I. Mm-hmm. The one and only Elizabeth I, the one that really put England tippy top when it came to Europe.
Yeah.
But for us in North Carolina, it's kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
She's more important to North Carolina than she is any other fucking royalty from England.
Yeah.
Because of her little tryst with Walter Raleigh.
Yeah.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got bored with him and sent him to jail. The whole Tudor family are villains. All of them. Every last fucking one of them.
You ain't gonna get an argument out of me.
Because her son is King James,
Ooh.
who wrote a Bible. that we still use today, and it's the only one.
And was also a witch hunter in his off days.
Everyone has a hobby.
Yeah.
And going back to Mary's hobby, burning Protestants.
Oh, God.
This is one of those things that I think she got from her mom. Because, like, the whole point was the Church of England separates from the Catholics just so Henry VIII can get a divorce.
Yeah.
And his first wife is a devout fucking Catholic.
Yeah.
So I could see Mary's point of view on this, been like, Dad was wrong. And all you little fucking snakes have got to go.
Yeah, I could see how being with focusing with one particular parent could sway a child.
Yeah, because people don't realize sometimes, like, we don't learn in school about these people much. Like, it's probably like a blasé thing over world history, but you never really learn it. Like, I doubt you'll cover it in U.S. history.
Oh, no.
But, no, this is far, far flung from the days of the United States.
Oh, yeah.
But another thing, she is kind of exiled.
Yeah.
By the court, but not like a justice court, but the court of public opinion to Scotland.
Yep.
Thus the name Bloody Mary, Queen of Scots. And I'm trying to. I wouldn't say it's justified. The term bloody. Flaming Mary, Queen of Scots seems a little bit more appropriate.
I mean, blood's
the
blood.
torch wielder of Scotland.
I mean, blood's blood.
The ash of Edinburgh. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. See, like I put up fucking fun names, man. Like if I was a history teacher, I'm doing this like fucking WWE.
Oh my God.
And here she comes, Bloody Mary, Queen of Scots. Can you dig it? And just fucking just like hell bent for leathers playing all that.
You would be that teacher that would give them intro music.
Why not? These are people. We put people on the fucking money that deserve goddamn respect. These people are on their money.
Yeah, but not everybody on the money deserves respect.
Hey, Hamilton died like a bitch.
That's not who I'm talking about, and you know it.
I asked my sister who was on the 50. I literally had it in my hand, and she didn't say it. I said, I'll give you $1 if you tell me he's on the 50, and she couldn't do it. Oh, my God. Yeah. It's Grant, everyone. It's Grant. Yep. I know you never see a 50 in your fucking lifetime, but like, it's Grant, the drunkest president of all. But yeah, going into like her just murdering fucking Protestants left and fucking right with her left and fucking right. Yeah. It kind of taxes on her a little bit toward the end of her life, where she's finally lost it and decides whether or not to split England in half. Through I forget what the line's called that separates England and Scotland, but there was another line that she had just arbitrarily drew on a fucking map and says, "This is mine," and it encompassed like York, which is very close to London, and it's just like we can't have a border that goddamn close to fucking London. And I just love that. That's the facts. That just like this comes up a lot in Scotland history, probably, but it's just like, what the fuck is your goddamn problem?
Well, I mean, that's one of the things where,
like, how would you explain this to a group of kids?
My theory with this would be pay no attention to the gender of the person we're discussing.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how ruthless does a leader need to be.
What's it take to be a dictator?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what royalty really is.
Yeah. Do you necessarily have to be this ruthless to rule?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck yeah.
No.
No, you can't have a bunch of Jimmy Carters running around.
Stop it. You leave him and his peanuts alone.
Hey, he's on death's door right now. Heaven's about to get a lot nicer when he goes.
You've had your bet on him for too long.
Oh God, that Deadpool's running low, man. I've lost so many Deadpools. I'm putting that motherfucker on my goddamn list. Jesus, Bob Barker, of all people. Made it to 99. Didn't even hit the $1. Fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like
he got as close as he could to $1 without going over.
He spun that wheel straight to hell.
He did it exactly like you're supposed to.
Don't worry.
Close as he could without going over $1.
I'm really hoping Pat Sajak gets it. Dude's a fucking asshole.
God.
But
how did we go there?
Yeah.
Anyway,
just for Bloody Mary, Queen of Scots, Wheel of Fortune. Can I buy a vow? No, you Protestant pig. Vanna, bring me my torch.
I wonder how much of her doing this has to do with the way Ireland the way things have gone in Ireland.
Well, I've heard some stories about how it's referenced a lot for the Troubles, how it's just a constant tug between the Catholics and the Protestants, just in that island, just in those two islands alone.
Yeah.
And how it's a ripple effect because people don't really, like, over here, we don't really have that modern fucking problem of Catholics and Protestants.
Oh, but we got it for all the other religions,
Yes,
though.
because it's deserved. But, hey, there's only so much room. But
Yeah, it's not like we're a country of immigrants.
yeah, first generation my ass. But, like, you know, as you know, history progresses, for here, it's not a microcosm. You have individual states. You have populations that dwarf the populations of those two islands.
Yeah.
So I think because there's so much isolationism from Ireland and England from each other that they don't want to intermingle in any way because they're still hung up on that European idea of what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. But you keep saying your shit's my shit and my shit's your shit. Like, that's a history that we can never have over here.
Yeah.
Because here it was very fast. Within 200 years of this country being, you know, invaded by colonials.
Yep.
Within 200 years, we're in a civil war with our own. Another 100 years, we're still dealing with civil issues. And another 60 years after that, we're here. So if you take how fast that happens compared to the history of Ireland and England, which the Italians are involved in.
Yeah, everybody's involved.
Yeah, so like
reality.
So I think this is the first step towards separating the Protestants and Catholics in a very negative way without having them being cohesive. This reminds me of like Needful Things, of how bad it goes very quickly between the Protestants and the Baptists and the Catholics and shit.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like, if you read that book, it goes south really quick to the point where we're bombing a church.
Yeah.
Within a span of like 2 weeks. But, you know, to dumb it down, it's just like you're dealing with a populace of illiterate people. People who are being told by parishioners, priests, you know, all this, what's in their Bible. And then you have people having questions and creating little sects. It's like, you know, with Protestants, that's a broad term. You have the Baptists in Amsterdam, you have the Lutherans in Germany, you have the Presbyterians, Episcopalians, Methodists, whatever fucking heathen group later on. But then you have someone in power, King James, the audacity to say, no, this is the Bible. This is it. All 66 books bound and written right here. This is all you need. This is all you ever need. And the Catholics are like, what the fuck did you just say? And now you're just confusing the masses, because if you think about it, like, it kind of reminds me of like the Middle East, of just how fucking raw it gets when it comes to this just damn near Sharia law, you know, when it comes to the Protestants and the Catholics in those two islands. It's like my way or the highway, and it's so ingrained and embedded the whole way.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a picture of a cemetery, and there's two pillars coming out of the cemetery over the fence. One's a Catholic cemetery, one's a Protestant cemetery. The husband was a Catholic, the wife was a Protestant. They were married. They were buried in separate cemeteries. But because there's two pillars near the fence, and in the fence are two hands holding from each pillar.
That is messed up as all day.
Right? But they're Catholic and Protestant. Here we could say it down south more proudly about division of religion when it just comes to Protestants. A Baptist isn't going to buy a car from a Methodist. A Presbyterian can't hang out with Episcopalians. They can't be trusted. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's these little microcosms that build and build and build. And because we don't have a large Catholic population, we're going to need somebody to hate. And if it wasn't the Catholics and Protestants, it'd be just Irish and English blood with the Scottish mixed in, or it'd be the fucking Welsh. Those garbled motherfuckers can't speak a damn thing, and all they do is make jelly.
Careful.
They make jelly, and they don't speak real English. They speak something else.
They speak Gaelic.
They speak a garbage language. Frogs. But like even the Italians have kind of something to go on with this, because when they invaded back early during height of Roman Empire, when they invaded, they're fighting the Celts. They're fighting what's left of the whatever Gaelics were, and then you had the Nords that were invading.
Yeah, I was
Ireland,
gonna say the Vikings showed up there for a minute.
yeah, well, the Visigoths, and that was later on. But like all these people were just here in Ireland and England trying to draw lines in the sand. The Romans drew one very, very well, called the Hadrian's Wall line.
Yep.
And they held it.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually their shit falls, and what's left? Well, we still have the pagan Irish who are celebrating, their religion, which isn't too far off from pagans in Europe, who are still trying to just get by, because Rome kind of stole their own mythology from Greece, and Greece, it was just fly by night, just naming God here, goddess there, goddess there.
Who also coincidentally like to light a couple of religions on fire.
Yeah. So like you have this Europe in like history wise, this goes with Europe, Africa, and Asia mainly. The massive amount of history. Us in America is a drop in the bucket.
Oh yeah.
So like whatever hateful things they have for each other is built back to some tribes, sons of tribes, daughters of tribes, all the way back to the fucking cradle of civilization when they all left Africa. So that's where I kind of put it. Like they just need someone to hate. Yeah. And eventually you run out of people to hate once you start killing all of them. But yeah, I think this had very much to do with the Troubles in Ireland. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that term, the Troubles. It kind of downplays it a little too much.
To be honest, I asked when we were over there, our tour guide that was with us grew up there. He grew up in Belfast. And I asked him, I said, why do y'all call it the Troubles? Why don't you call it what it was? It was a civil war. And he said, He said, we don't like to refer to it as a civil war. He said, you guys took the cake when you call something a civil war. He said, the only civil war that gets recognized in the world is yours.
Well, it wasn't really civil.
No.
Ain't no such thing as a civil war. Russia had 7 of them.
Yeah.
Mexico had 8.
Yeah, but he said when you look at throughout any history in the world, the most recognizable civil war is the American Civil War. And he said Ireland could have had 15 civil wars and it still wouldn't matter. It would be the only civil war that's considered in the world as far as popular history goes is the one from America. He said, so instead of calling it a full-blown civil war, they just call it the Troubles.
I come back to that on another episode. The Civil War. I have a lot of things to say about that one. I'm not going to go full Ken Burns on it. But like,
well, we're getting ready to teach it in my class. So.
You're going to give it a whole 2 weeks or just a week? I know the timing's on that. Well, you guys have 18 weeks?
Yep.
Teach history of the United States?
Teach American history from
1776.
From the American Revolution until as far as you can get.
11.
I'd like to get at least to, my goal is to get at least to Vietnam.
Ooh.
But I don't think I'm going to get that far.
You mean, I believe it's called a kerfuffle.
A kerfuffle.
Yeah, I think that's the proper term to describe the war in Vietnam. The conflict that was the kerfuffle of North and South Vietnam. We might do an episode on that later on, maybe in the springtime. Okay. Where it's nice and hot in the Carolina Delta.
Get real, we are not a Delta.
No. Our racism is genuine, not made by heat. So, that Mary Queen of Scots, what a bitch.
Yes. Speaking of carrying hatred for another group because of their religion, or just simply because they're different, we go on to the hyena of Auschwitz.
Oof.
Irma Grese, Grese. I probably mispronounced her name, but I don't care because she's a scum human being.
Yeah, Grace, I think, is a German. What a bitch.
There you go.
That'll be the info.
Yes.
That'll be the description of the episode. What a bitch with Chris and Cristy.
I'll take it. I found her mugshot too.
Oh God, the mugshots of Nuremberg are just a high school alumni photo.
It is. And this one, she's
mean. She looks meaner than shit.
I teach about her,
Yeah.
but I have to PG her down for the kids, which I'm not going to do here. Ooh, she is the hyena of Auschwitz. She was born when the sun didn't shine in 1923, and she was executed in 1945, not nearly soon enough. She is one of the few female concentration camp workers hanged for war crimes by the British. She controlled 30,000 female prisoners at Auschwitz. She was 22 years old during that time. She is the youngest woman to be executed under British law in the 20th century.
Just the 20th century, guys.
Just the 20th century.
Well, that 19th was just filled with children.
Yes. Baseball card status. Tortured physically and emotionally. She wore heavy boots so people could hear her coming in advance. Yep. Carried a whip and a gun at all times and enjoyed shooting in cold blood.
Like most of those guys.
Her supervisors refused to tell her no. She was captured on April 17th of 45 by the Brits. And she was also reported during her trial by many witnesses to... I have to... potential trigger warning if you need it. She was reported during her trial by several witnesses to get, and I quote, sexual satisfaction from torture and shooting prisoners. She was executed in 45 along with 55 others by the British. And yeah. The way I teach about her is I have an activity that I got from another teacher. And what I do is I show pictures of other pictures from that time period. Sometimes they're pictures of people who escaped, or they're pictures of people who were Nazi figures. One of them, which I absolutely enjoy immensely, is a picture of... left me the ugly dude with the glasses.
Himmler.
Heinrich Himmler. With his family on vacation at the beach.
Yeah.
The kids don't recognize him right offhand. So they always think he and his family are victims. So, because I have to ask them, do you think based on this photograph, this family or these people are victims, perpetrators, bystanders, or perpetrators? And they'll give me, based on the photo, they'll give me evidence why. And a lot of times it's stuff like, well, they've got brown hair, or they've got blonde hair, that makes them a perpetrator, stuff like that. And there's a picture of her in there. And it's a picture of her where she's kind of looking away from the camera, and she's kind of grinning at somebody that's taking the picture of her, and she's not really posing for her mugshot picture, which is one of the pictures that I show them later. And everybody thinks she's a victim. Show those pictures. And then I have to tell them PG version of her. Ooh. Kids get so... no way! There's no way she would do that! Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like when we were in school, we learned that they're normal people. Mm-hmm. Like every Nazi fuck was a normal person at one time.
Yeah.
Before everything just went to shit, these were just like normal folk walking around. You know, she was a young girl probably when shit broke nasty. What year was she born?
23. I've got a little background on her aside from the baseball card status that I know about her from teaching about her.
Yeah, so she's like 43. She's only 20 years old.
Yeah. She was 22 when she was executed.
Yeah, so like when she's in full concentration camp mode, she's probably 18.
Yep.
So she's just a bitch on wheels from the beginning. Like,
her family was against the Nazi Party.
Yeah.
And her father was very much against the Nazi Party to begin with, and she snuck away from the house and went to a rally. And she was mesmerized by a torchlight parade, thought it was the best thing in the whole world, and she signed up for the Hitler Youth against her family's permission. And she showed up to a family dinner one night wearing her, when she got accepted into the SS, she came to a family dinner in her uniform. And her father stood up at the dinner party and he said, "You're not going to be in this family dress like that." And she said, "Then I'm not going to be in your family." So she was exiled from her own family. And she actually later went back and reported on them as being against the Nazi Party.
Political agitators.
Yeah. And
we all know what happens to political agitators.
Oh, yeah.
They get got.
Yeah. Her sister survived and was, when they brought her to trial, she testified against her from another concentration camp. I think she was at Ravensbrück for a little while. She testified against her.
Yeah, I've heard about the Ravensbrück is kind of a famous one. That's where Wernher von Braun worked for a little while. If you guys want to know about NASA, he helped NASA.
Yep.
So that'll be another episode.
Yeah, that's going to have to be in it. That's going to be where your love of NASA and my knowledge of World War II and Nazis are going to come together.
I'm not loving NASA. It's the fact we can shoot shit in space. But like, I don't really give a fuck who's doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a fucking monster. Now, the fact that she's in Auschwitz and the fact that the British caught her is kind of telling us how far, because Auschwitz wasn't discovered by the Allies; it was discovered by the Russians.
Yep.
But a lot of the guards, commandants, and a lot of people don't realize this geographically. A lot of the concentration camps, a lot of them are on the Eastern Front.
Yeah. So
Russia encounters a shit ton of places.
Yes.
Ukrainian partisans do the same thing. The Czechs, Korean military secret armies, just all these guys are just finding these camps here and there. I believe there's actually a line, like you could draw a perfect straight line between Bergen-Belsen, Auschwitz, and Ravensbrück. Yep. And then like keep going south, and then you start seeing like the literally little ones. Mm-hmm. Like there was another one, Ravens something else. But yeah, and that's another thing. The names they gave these people: the hyena of Auschwitz, the bitch of Belsen, Elsa Koch, the fourth horseman of Ravensbrück.
Well, she got the hyena of Auschwitz because she was reported that every time she would torture somebody, she would laugh hysterically, especially shooting people, all that kind of thing. She laughed hysterically every time she saw somebody get hurt.
Another counterpart to this in the Nazi regime was Elsa Koch. Mm-hmm. She was also famous. She was another villain of history.
Oh, yeah.
Who made a lamp of human skin.
Yeah, I figured you'd want to take that one.
Yeah. She collected tattoos off the skin of anyone that she thought. Her and Grice are basically the same person. Mm-hmm. They're just at two different camps. But it's really telling how, like, these are the people that you need there. It wasn't a standard German Nazi soldier who went to work at a camp. Yeah. You needed someone special, someone hardcore to the cause. And, basically your backstory of old girl, yeah, she was down. Mm-hmm. You could not change her mind. She was no different from the people stirring the pot at Jonestown. Yep. And I got a funny story about that couple. They'd been there since the beginning. But we'll talk about cults later. Maybe in a new episode on Triple C. But with her and Elsa Koch, it seems like they're just doppelgangers of each other. Mm-hmm. That, yeah, this is what the party really needed to be back then. We need these evil motherfuckers. And a good description I always heard about the SS was an army of serial killers. Mm-hmm. They had to be. Because something me and you know very, very much is that when they first tried the final solution, some soldiers were getting burnt the fuck out.
Yes.
And going nuts, killing people by gun, just lining people up, shooting them and killing them. Yeah, it burned them out and it made them go nuts. A great example, if you guys ever get a chance to see it, whoever's listening, Schindler's List, there's a soldier who's losing his fucking mind about halfway through the movie after they start liquidating the ghettos, and he is gone. Like, he just starts laughing and cackling, not because he's happy, but because he's like, this is the world I live in, and just go. Meanwhile, the other ones are just like, this is an inconvenience of my time. And those are the people they wanted. But it also goes into like a really bad philosophical saying of, you'd be surprised what you get used to. And this seems like the upper echelon of that. Like, going into this, Auschwitz was a town.
Yeah.
This was put in the middle of fucking nowhere town. It was a no man's land. It got super hot in the summer and dead cold in the winter.
Yes.
This is a terrible fucking place to live. Even the people in Poland were like, we don't go there. It's a terrible place. This is before the Nazis. This is a terrible wasteland that you can't farm because you'll die there.
Yeah. Well, Auschwitz started out as a military camp.
Yeah.
So when they started adding on to it to build the concentration camp, nobody in town really batted an eyelash because, I mean, Germany's at war. So they figured they're just making the military camp bigger because Germany's at war. But then it starts raining ashes. You can't tell me when you go to the car to your 9 to 5, you have to rake ashes off your windshield to go to work. You can't tell me nobody noticed. But
that's a tale for another day.
Yeah, that's a tale for another day.
Who's complicit?
Yeah. My as you well know, I've seen the movie Conspiracy more times than
Sorry, Tom Hiddleston.
Yes.
As a secretary.
With 2 lines to his name.
And that guy from Wild Wild West.
Yes.
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh. They have a conversation about the Holocaust by bullets that they're talking about. And Major Lange is depicted in there. And he's talking about the members of the Einstein's group and who are pulling it off. And he's mentioning that it's pretty much playing hell on them.
Yeah.
He says they're getting to be bad. And even Kenneth Branagh's character, Reinhard Heydrich, says, this is too much for them. A member of the political party, the Nazi party, actually gets angry at them. Why can't you do this? Why are you saying you can't pull this off? You're following orders. And then he even says, I'll volunteer. And Reinhard Heydrich says, no, you won't. But one of the books that I've read is on the Einstein's grouping. And it's got a lot of first-hand accounts where they talk about that. And basically the only way they survived it was alcohol and drugs.
Yeah, they're taking Prividin.
Yeah.
Meth.
Yeah. Then there's a man who did a first-hand account that talked about it. And he basically said that he was trashed out and drunk the whole time.
Yeah.
But he also talked about the ones who weren't. And he said that they would go out in the evenings and get more alcohol for the next day. And they had a guy who would go with them and carry stuff with them. And they would all be like, well, I want whiskey. That, and he wouldn't get anything. Ask him, like, hey, how come you're not going to get? He's like, I don't need it. I'm doing my job for the fatherland.
Yeah, so he's ate up with it.
He would be and they said he would be the first one there and the last one to go home.
Yeah, so those guys are the ones that were the most fucking dangerous.
Yep, and they said he got promoted.
Yeah.
And they said that when he got promoted, they were all happy. Yeah. Because they said as soon as he left, they were all like, okay, now we're all...
Jeff is gone.
Yeah. Now we're not all feeling real weird about that.
Yeah. Jeff was really cool about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That we didn't want to do.
Yeah.
But like people like understand this. It's like, and this is a bureaucracy thing. This was the evils of bureaucracy at the top tier. Is like these guys were trained to fight people with guns.
Yeah.
Military fighting men on their level. That's what they were trained to fight.
Yeah.
And then when they get there, it's a village of poor people who live in the fucking wilderness.
Men, women, and children, old people.
And who've already been devastated by a civil war in Russia of the Bolsheviks and the communists. So yeah, they're fighting people that are already on death's door. Not to mention Poland, which has already been ripped in half by the Russians and the Germans. But yeah, it's a special mentality that just stays with you. And we hear stories of like that now. U.S. soldiers in Vietnam, especially, who just checked the fuck out and decided to do the extreme against the enemy, quote unquote. And it goes even further. How is it that you could get militaries to kill college kids in a square? How can you get military men to decimate a whole city in Nairobi? It's all about what you can get people to do and make them get used to it.
Yeah.
A lot of it is indoctrination. And another thing, this kind of goes back to Mary Queen of Scots. Those people had to do that.
Yeah.
There were soldiers on the ground who did these things. And we'll be talking about quite a few of them, but this is where I kind of get the argument of just like, it's in the human nature to just destroy something, and it feels good. But then there's a limit. Yeah. The guy you talked about doesn't have a fucking limit.
Yeah.
He's got a void to feel that's impossible. He would burn through nations before he realized, maybe I should take a break. And then get back to it after that 15-minute break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that kind of plays into the whole, what could you do for your country? Could you burn a bunch of Protestants? Could you dig a ditch and fill it with bodies in Germany or Poland or whatever? And with a person like Grice, she's a great example of, does it have a fucking limit? Something happened to her, or this is kind of an argument of nature versus nurture. She is just ready to go. Mm-hmm. Some people out there, and they live among us, they work at Starbucks probably, that are ready.
Or the post office.
Or ready to light your shit up.
Yeah.
And just hide it very well. We'll be doing probably an honorable mention at the end of some other female serial killers. But you describe something that she gained sexual pleasure out of murdering and torturing people.
Yeah.
Which, in the entire DSMR, and
such as it is,
and the study of female serial killers, it's very rare. Like, it's damn near 1 in 10,000 that you find a female killer that's getting sexual pleasure from murder. That is almost impossible. I don't believe any American serial killer female has done that, from killing people and just getting off on it. Like, there are plenty of men, the big three, Gacy, Bundy, Dahmer, those are the ones. But with something like this, I think the fact that she said, like, keep in mind, guys, this was legal. Because it failed in the guise of legality for her, I think that's why she really got the pleasure that she could be a fucking dog and it be on the books.
Yeah.
As okay to do.
Yeah.
It is kind of fascinating, though. And we'll come back to the whole regime in like an 8-part, 90-minute episodes, anthology about these fucks, these chuckle fucks, and how they all got murked.
Yeah.
At least most of them until NASA. Just saying, DuPont needs that German guy to make chemicals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Miss Grice.
Now, to steer you to what I think is going to be a long discussion, probably longer than that last one. Let's go to Texas. Let's come to this side of the ocean. Miss Bonnie Parker.
My bitch.
Mine too.
Ride or die, straight to hell, Bonnie Parker.
When we say ride or die, we ain't kidding this time.
This tiny little bitch.
Yeah. Who carried a BAR.
Well, sawed-off BAR.
But still.
So
there are men that can't shoot a BAR.
Yeah. So Miss Parker and her sister,
yes,
were down with robbing banks and getting theirs. Now, in the pantheon of bank robbers of the 1920s and 30s, they are probably the most famous.
Yes.
Couple. Were they the best? No.
No.
They were shitty at robbing banks. They were bad at a lot of shit. And that's why they died. Because they're dumb. They're dumb hicks from Texas.
Would you like the baseball status?
How many RBIs did she get in a single season? What's their fucking batting average? 300?
Bonnie Parker was born in 1910 and died in 1934 at the ripe old age of 23. Alongside her, air quotes, partner, Clyde Barrow. They murdered a grand total of 12 people. 9 of them were law enforcement in their 2-year career from February of 32 to May of 34. They died in a police ambush. The 2 famous names were the Texas Rangers. Along with those Texas Rangers were federal men and others. There was a grand total of 112 bullet holes in the car that were among the number counted. More than a dozen guns and several thousand rounds of ammunition, including 100 20-round BAR magazines. And the BAR was Bonnie's weapon of choice.
I was fortunate enough to see the car. What a mess.
Oh, I bet.
To be as lighthearted as possible. Fuck. But in hindsight, they probably deserved every goddamn bullet. Just saying, these were murderers at the low end. Except Bonnie, it said that Bonnie may have not killed anyone, but she did pop off quite a few fucking rounds with her little BAR. For those who don't know, it's a Browning automatic rifle. It shoots a very large bullet, and it's super fucking loud.
Yes.
She also carried a .38 handgun, also as a pig sticker.
Which I believe is the one that in that famous picture of her where she's got her foot up on the car and that big cigar hanging out of her mouth is the gun that she has on her hip.
Yeah. So just a quick rundown of Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow. Young love idiots.
Yeah.
Young love idiots.
Romeo and Juliet for this generation.
Yeah. Just terrible people in general. Dumber than fuck is the nicest thing I could say about the two of them.
You're not wrong. I'm sorry.
The funniest thing I think about when it comes to Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow was they would go to a town, rob it, get little money, spend all the money, and just hang outside of another town camping, basically roughing it, in the nicest clothes possible, burning through cash like a bunch of fucking idiots, and just to go to the next one. And they had a gang of people with them. I use that word gang loosely. It's a squad, maybe like 5 people. But Bonnie Parker's sister was a part of them. And we'll be going a deep dive into gangsters, so I'm trying to leave a lot of shit out of this. But the most telling thing I love about the Bonnie Parker story is the story of the Rangers.
Yes.
That killed these 2 chuckle fucks. Because one almost killed himself because of it.
Yeah.
If you watch that movie that was on Netflix, it had Highwaymen. It's an over-exaggerated mess about the 2 guys that did it. Kevin Costner's character, I forget his
Hammond.
Regretted this ambush almost as much as Melvin Purvis regretted killing John Dillinger and Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah. And
Babyface Nelson. They murdered people. Okay, to stop them. This was a time in the world where shoot on sight was implemented by banks. Okay, this is a big thing that will go down to later on in another 7-hour 5-part episode. Okay, but as the ambush starts, there's a man on the side of the road who needs his car fixed. They pull over. He says he's good, and that was the signal. They go down the road a little bit more. And as soon as, and this is how it plays out, true story, a guy comes out from the fucking side of the road, out of the bushes basically, points his gun at the car stops, and before anyone really has anything to say, a bullet fires and shoots Clyde in the head. He died instantly.
Mm-hmm.
But the part Hammond had a problem with, as soon as that gun went off, Bonnie Parker screams. And that's the only thing he heard before the bullets started rattling off. And he said it's the most blood-curdling scream he had ever heard in his fucking life.
Yeah.
It ruined his life. His wife even said that. Her screaming and getting lit the fuck up in a car ruined his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before all this, they were just involved in a fucking shootout weeks before where she got fucked up. Some cops tried to ambush them and end up capturing Bonnie Parker's sister. Bonnie Parker's sister gets blinded during the shootout by glass. Mm-hmm. There's a famous photo of her with her mouth wide open, giving this very scary look. That's because she can't see. And because a guy with a camera was there, flashed the camera, and she thought a cop was walking up to her and shooting her in the face. That's why she looks like that. Because she thinks she's going to get murdered in cold blood while being put in a cop car. Because that's the way it was.
Yeah.
Pretty Boy Floyd got shot in a fucking orchard. His guts got blown the fuck out. Because he ain't going to stop. He's just going to keep running.
Villager got shot in the eye.
Yeah. Right through the fucking cheek. Gone.
While he's running.
Yeah. Like, Babyface Nelson got lit the fuck up like he should have. but he goes out his body half-assed out of a car during a high-speed chase and get lit up by the fucking cops.
Yeah.
These people died rough because they did rough shit.
Yeah.
And go back to that earlier shootout. They shoot the battery in the car, and there's no protection in the car then. Mm-hmm. So she has battery acid explode on her fucking legs. And
I knew one of her legs was messed up and she was limping by the end.
And Clyde was going to leave her.
Ooh.
But the young guy they had with them grabbed her and threw her in the other car. But Clyde was also, he was ride or die with his wife, but he was also, I got to keep going because we have an agreement that if I die, she needs to fucking run. And if she dies, I got to go. So when that battery explodes on her legs, he's automatically thinking,
she's gone.
Fuck, because that's a life-destroyed injury because it burnt to the bone. That acid from the batteries back in burnt her to the fucking bone. So she's very injured by the time that ambush happens. And in all intents and purposes, they could have just shot Clyde in the head and just arrested her. There's no way she would have had time to pull a gun. Like radius of like where they were. They could have just popped her in the fucking mouth with a pistol, and that would have been it.
I know there were reports at the end that I'll skip that because I know you're wanting to get more.
Well, no, go ahead.
I know there were reports at the end that she was doing a lot of opium.
Yeah, she needed his painkiller. Laudanum, stuff really like that. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it was the laudanum stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
Like they do on Tombstone.
yeah, whatever that bitch was on. The same bottle Lou gave you. None of your goddamn business.
Yeah, that was like 8 bottles ago, but we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, that'd be a fun episode.
Yes.
But she's kind of a divisive character in history. Is she a villain? Yes. Was she innocent? Fuck no.
No.
But did she deserve to get lit the fuck up?
112 times.
Maybe not.
Maybe not 112 times.
Maybe just one to the back of the head would be fair. Yeah. But yeah, it's a horrific story. We'll get into it when our gangsters. Oh, I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah, that was going to be fun.
Because Melvin Purvis is just a weird fucking name dude who's just like, I'm going to kill all these goddamn motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But such a nice guy in real life.
All right.
But hey, before we go to some of the stuff we had covered in Assassinations in the 60s, a good portion of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were born around these fucking times that these people were just walking around, beatboxing around. And just the idea of like, that's happening while Germany is reforming. Like, think about that. Like, we are dealing with a crime wave of just cold-blooded killers, a depression, an unemployment rate of 25%. Meanwhile, Germany's just like, hey, the Nazis gave me a job. I have a job.
I don't have to stand in this
Bread
deep line for soup and bread that is probably not going to be there by the time I get there.
Meanwhile,
hey, this guy with the stupid mustache is giving me a job.
Yeah. Meanwhile, over here, hey, did you hear about them robbing the bank? Man, fuck the bank. They burned that motherfucker to the ground. They took my house. And it's just like, we are thriving on criminal activity.
Yeah.
And loving it.
And, this is probably going to make me sound bad, but I don't care. And think about how the police are handling the crime.
Not well.
Let's shoot him 112 times.
Yeah. But that's the ramped up police. Some of them are just like, I guess I'll chase him. Fuck, he's got a V8. God damn it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. You got people being taken hostage by these motherfuckers. Yeah. Like, he was so nice. He's such a nice guy.
But then, of course, you've also got
the other hostages from other ones that are just like, that motherfucker popped me in the goddamn mouth. Asshole.
And you've got the report of Clyde pulling into a gas station and shooting the attendant.
Yeah.
For, I think, $4 in his pocket and a tank of gas.
Yeah. Clyde Barrow is a very unique character.
Air quotes.
Quote unquote unique. Dumber than a sack of hammers. But all I think of when I think about these people a lot is the movie Bonnie and Clyde with Faye Dunaway and I forget his name. Anyway,
I can't stand that movie.
Oh, I love it because it's a fictionalized version of the story.
It's so fictionalized. The only thing that actually holds true to them in the movie is the fact that their names are Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. But fun fact, the lead actor about that movie, just a little trivia, the lead actor in Faye Dunaway, God, what the fuck is his name? Warren Beatty. Warren Beatty.
Is it Warren Beatty?
It's Warren Beatty. Oh my God. But Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway had to have a sign a contract halfway through filming saying they wouldn't fuck on set anymore. Because they just really wanted to do that. I guess to get into character.
Even though their characters are not supposed to have sex?
Yeah.
In the movie?
But they were just railing like halfway through the filming. They were just like railing all the time. And they're just like, you need to fucking stop. God damn it. Like, can I just imagine the director, like, just nowadays, like, fuck! Like, I can't get nothing done with these goddamn actors.
I'm sorry, but the only way I could see Warren Beatty is, like, the grandpa in Roseanne.
Was he the grandpa in Roseanne?
Dan's dad.
Yeah, that's right. It is Warren Beatty.
That's the only way I could see him. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got distracted.
But, no, that's not Warren Beatty. Is it? Not James Caan. Well, it's not James Caan.
No. Caan's in Misery.
Yeah. While we do that, while we fact check that.
IMDb, I'll be back.
The Highwaymen did show a very important part of the Bonnie and Clyde story, which was the breakout at the beginning, where you see Bonnie lighten up this you see her with the gun, the BAR. Mm-hmm. But the only problem with that movie was it's a full BAR. Hers was sawed off. She had a sawed-off barrel and a handlebar and a pistol grip handle. I
have returned from IMDb. It is Ned Beatty in Roseanne. I apologize. Not Warren Beatty.
Yeah. Warren Beatty was in a movie with Halle Berry where he tried to fuck Halle Berry. It was funny as shit. Yeah, Ned Beatty was the dad for Rudy. Dumbass.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah. And the guy from Deliverance. That scene. We'll talk about that one.
No, we will not.
Yeah,
you'll do that by yourself.
Oh yeah. But we'll go. Let's go ahead and go to our next one, just to let go of the gangsters just for a minute because I'm just excited on that.
Yeah. So, since I am the lover of all things vampire, we have to pay homage. We have to pay homage to the OG female vampire folklore lady, Countess Elizabeth Bathory. From Hungary. 1560 to 1614. Countess Elizabeth Bathory.
We're about to discover America.
Yay! Yay! You mean we're gonna kinda discover America?
Hey, look at that house. I found it. It'd be nice if all that shit was mine.
Yeah. We're tired of sexually assaulting manatees for a little while.
This is, the 1500s, late 1500s, so this is the tail end of the last plague. So we're coming off that as a human race.
Yeah.
Thanks, hamsters.
Oh my God.
It was caused by hamsters.
By fleas.
On hamsters.
On rats.
And hamsters. That's where they come from, Eastern Europe. Look up the plague and tell me we should have these little gerbil motherfuckers running around breeding the fucking plague. Yeah, just saying. Marmots and stoats and what hamsters and gerbils need to go. Don't keep them as pets. They're bad creatures. They'll give you the black plague. Not the Jews.
But the gerbils make such cute noises. They make that little...
Do you know it's a crime to only have one in New
Zealand?
Zealand?
They'll get sad and die.
A friend of mine has one. I've been telling them every day that they need to get another one because it's a fucking crime.
They need to at least have a friend. They need to have play dates or something where they can go and have friends. Anyway, away from the happiness and on to Elizabeth Bathory. So the king in Hungary heard rumors of missing girls at Elizabeth Bathory's house. So he sent an investigation. They found one dead and one dying, others wounded and locked up in cages and in the dungeon in the basement. Witness testimony stated severe beatings for an extended time, use of needles, burning or mutilation to hands, also to faces and genitalia, biting off flesh of faces, arms, and other body parts, and the starving of victims. Total thought to be in the hundreds over a 25-year period. She was sent to trial, but her social status meant that she did not get any type of punishment. So she was put under house arrest in her lavish castle, but she was only sentenced to one room. So she stayed in her one room forever until she died. And the website that I found it from, I do not remember, which I hate. I will try to remember so I can give them the credit that they deserve because this line was amazing. Bathing in blood is folklore, but sadly it's the only thing she didn't do.
Yeah. So the famous myth of some, and it happens a lot with women, I've noticed. Either good ones or bad ones, whatever. There's always a weird myth associated with their rule. Catherine Great with a horse. Yeah. Joan of Arc seeing God. All these little things that never happened. Mm-hmm. But with her, the bathing in the blood was a thing. But in all actuality, she put it on her face. Like she would dip her hands in vessels of blood and just put it on her face. Mm-hmm. She wouldn't bathe in it like in Hostel 2 with old girls just hanging upside down, squealing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, or...
which is a fucking rough fucking scene to watch in a movie theater.
I went to see it in the movie theater. It was rough. The other movie that they portray that in is a movie called Stay Alive, which is about video games.
I remember that. That was a fantastic movie.
It's such a underrated movie. If you have not seen it,
Halloween watch, guys, got to check it out.
Absolutely.
Every day of October, watching new horror movie. I watched Friday the 13th this morning. It was fantastic.
I highly recommend Stay Alive if you haven't seen it.
They came it on .com or something like that. What came out? I remember that.
Yeah, fear.com.
Yeah.
I actually went to see Stay Alive in the movie theater. It was actually quite good. But the idea, the folklore of Elizabeth Bathory is that there was a servant girl cutting her hair, and she cut her with the scissors. So Elizabeth Bathory hit her, or she took the scissors and stabbed her to death, and when she did, the girl's blood got on her hand, and she thought the blood made her skin look younger. So to keep herself looking younger forever, she would bathe in blood to make herself look younger. Which, it's the female Vlad the Impaler Dracula story.
Hold on. Vlad the Impaler defended Europe from the Muslims. He had a job to do. This lady's just crazy.
Well, I mean, you got to have some theory of the vampire lore from everywhere.
Yeah, we talked about that. You got to have a name,
Oh, yeah.
Elizabeth Bathory,
well,
bather in blood.
She got the Blood Countess.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
Yeah.
That is, it's no bitch of Belsen or, hyena of Auschwitz.
Yeah.
But, it's a name.
Yeah, the Blood Countess.
Yeah, so it adds to the Dracula lore so much, with the blood and everything being, something rejuvenation. We see it in all kinds of media of just like a vampire eat Dracula all the time, skin and bone, and then he feeds on someone, and now he's just like Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
You know?
Or it's the idea that one of the things that you're gonna complain and grunt and groan as you do. Yeah, about like that. When I went to college and I took women's studies, we talked about the idea that the reason they bring her up in the vampire lore is that only a woman would be considered a vampire for vanity reasons.
Kind of a lame-ass reason.
That a man wouldn't want to rub blood on them to try to look younger.
I'm pretty sure Lindsey Graham does that every day. Would you like to see my peacocks? And just slaughters an albino peacock, which is like a 1 in 10,000 fucking animal, and just bathes in its blood and eats its legs. Oh my God. For those that don't know, Lindsey Graham is the dishonorable senator of South Carolina. But anyway, I digress. You had brought up the fact that she was imprisoned in her own house.
Yes.
Do you know why she got that sentence?
Because she was too high ranking in royalty at that time to be sentenced to anything.
Yes and no, actually.
Oh, okay.
So the yes and no part, yes, she was high up, but it gave her the right to enact a funny little thing in Europe. If me and you committed a crime as peasants, we would get the rope. Mm-hmm. But at any moment, you could ask for an ecclesiastical court. You know what that is?
I'm guessing it's a religious kind of thing.
It's a trial by church. You would ask for an ecclesiastical trial, which Miss Bathory did. And because she spoke Latin and could read Latin, she read from the Bible, which exonerated her crime to a lesser sentence other than being torn apart by horses or whatever fucking thing they did back then.
Which she would have rightfully deserved.
Yeah, so if she was a poor, they would have burnt her out of house and home and ripped her apart. Another story about this of poor people doing terrible shit is the Sonny Bean family.
Ooh.
Who are a branch of incest cannibals.
Yep.
Who killed roadside goers, and because they were poor, couldn't get an ecclesiastical trial, so they burnt all the children and murdered the wife and husband, who were brother and sister.
I'm really sorry, but the kids, it's not their fault because they were
cannibals.
They were brought up in that and they didn't know. But they've
already been infected by man flesh.
The OGs, they should have.
Well, they've already been infected by the man flesh, so
they should have killed them and resurrected them and killed them again. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Double life sentence, double execution.
Yeah, you die and come back, you should go again.
Yeah, but yeah, she asked for an ecclesiastical court because that was something you could do back then. A lot of kind of famous figures around that time knew this secretly, and a lot of people in the church that went to church back then didn't go to the same church as the higher ups. So there is a disparity of justice, as always. But this one, from what I understand, the townsfolk got ramped the fuck up right before she demanded this, and we're going to actually burn her goddamn house down.
I mean, it makes sense.
But the way her house though is a fortress because it has dungeons and shit.
Yeah,
and she's got guards and shit who I imagine didn't really feel bad about. Hey, there's a new girl popping in every now and then I could fuck around with, and then just disappear like it's not a consequence. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, that goes back to what we spoke of earlier. It's just like, yeah, we could have it. We could do it.
When you hire your HR people, as HR, when you hire people, you got to hire the correct people.
Yeah.
People that you know who will allow you to get away with things.
People that pass the vibe check.
Yup.
That rolled nat 20s all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But no, with that, but she, her mythology, adding to the story of Dracula, is kind of fascinating because this is a real life person, much like Vlad the Impaler, who is also part of that mythos. And then we just keep adding and adding these real people, and it kind of makes them live forever.
Yeah,
and that's something like, as someone who likes to tell stories, like read stories and tell stories, and kind of incorporate it, like. That is the most fascinating part about all these women is we have women of the modern era, the Elsa Kochs, your Bonnie Parkers and stuff that are have made it within the last 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, wow, that's fucked up, But then we got people like Bloody Mary, Queen of Scots, Elizabeth Bathory, who are so far in history, they're like, God damn, like that is demonstrative. How is that a person?
Yeah.
This has to not be real. And the sad thing is, and me and you talked about it before, is like, how far long before people like Grice and Koch are put up on that echelon of, yeah, but did they do it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's that mythos of history. Like, hey, this is what we know in the modern era of people, but here's the story of people long before the modern era who are bigger than life, whose names will echo in history, but will always have like a touch of myth in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like your Christopher Columbus, sailing across the ocean blue, discovering America. He was a butcher, and introduced pigs, which is a detriment. As much as I love pigs, is a detriment to the North American continent.
Hey,
they're delicious. We need to kill more of them. Stop killing chickens. Just kill more pigs. They're delicious. There's not enough,
but bacon.
But yeah, there's not enough pork belly in the world. But you got people like that with the mythos, as opposed to our real life, real life people that could are pretty much heroes in the eyes of a lot of people. Like your Kennedys and Eisenhowers or something like that, who actually did something with their fucking lives.
Yeah.
Except made giant mistakes like deporting a shit ton of Mexicans or riding with the top down. These are the mistakes of the great men. And we'll be doing another episode about the evilest men in history, because that's going to be a tight fucking list. Yeah, it's going to be hard to narrow down. It's just like, I choose you, Hitler. It's just like, I choose you, Mussolini. It's like, use bubble beam. Like, it's like,
how are we not gonna do just the dictator list?
Yeah, the hardest hardcore dictators of history. All guys.
Yeah, for real.
That as much as I love, just record 50 episodes a day. And knock these out.
Yeah, for real.
But with let's do some honorable mentions. Let's go ahead and knock out these honorable mentions real quick. Eileen Wuornos.
Hey!
What a bitch. Oh. Now I gotta ask. All right, so we covered her on a older episode of Couch Potatoes, That Murder Show. Mm-hmm. In that episode, I said I believe that the first murder was justified. Mm-hmm. I believe the preacher she killed was not justified, and it was just a crime of money, just robbing and killing. What are your thoughts on Miss Wuornos before Independence Day, where she lies on the mothership and returns?
That reminds me. I was going to ask if it was close to the year she was going to come back, but I think we've already passed it.
Oh, yeah, long past.
Okay, because I think it was like 2017 or
She would have loved the new Independence Day.
I haven't got to see it yet. Don't tell
dumb.
me. How dare you? It can't be. The original was such a gem.
It is. It's got the greatest speech of all time.
It does.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Guys on Discord,
Bill Pullman should have run for president.
This is not some ironic hippie bullshit. This is me saying Bill Pullman's speech from Independence Day needs to replace the national anthem immediately.
When I taught English, I used it in speech analysis class because we'd had to analyze speeches. I used it.
Should.
And the kids were like, "This is amazing. Where is it from?" I'm like,
"It's a goddamn movie about aliens." Sorry, Will Smith and Randy Quaid.
Yeah, inspirational speeches.
And Jeff Goldblum.
I absolutely did not mix it in with Malcolm X's "The Ballad of the Bullet."
Yeah,
did not mix it in with that.
Yep. Fiction speeches are good. Like, there are good fiction speeches. Orlando Bloom in fucking Kingdom of Heaven, fantastic.
Yeah, I put it in there with Ballad of the Bullet, and then I put it in there with
Kurt Russell yelling at a train station after putting a bullet in a cowboy. Yeah, you tell him I'm coming. And hell's coming with me. Get right up there with I Have a Dream.
Yep. I also put it in there with Shawshank Redemption's it comes down to a choice: get busy living or get busy dying.
Oh, if you just want to be sad, yeah.
As far as Eileen Wuornos goes,
That's so hard.
It's hard for her because I really do believe a lot of hers is like mental illness, PTSD.
This mental trauma, like physical and mental trauma from years.
Because she has such a messed up upbringing and beginning of life.
It's one of those things where it's just like how small the world is.
Yeah.
Like from the year she operated, at any time at the beginning of her reign or her little run.
Did she or did she not run into Bundy?
Oh, that'd be a fucking fight. Oh, Bundy would have had a fight on his goddamn hands.
Oh yeah.
He would have to take a hacksaw to her alive. Like
I could hear her. You better move on, son.
Nah. Hey, can I get a ride, mister? Now, it would have been awful if she met Ed Kemper. That would have been a fight. 6'8", 300-pound Ed Kemper. That
wouldn't have been a fight. That would have been a, I go my way, you go your way. We don't talk about this.
You like Lord of the Rings? Just, hey, how you doing? You like Lord of the Rings? I was going to be a cop, but I'm too big.
Oh, is that why?
You ever heard the word copulation? It's like, Jesus. But Ali Dwardos is like the modern era of American villains is probably the biggest one when I think of just like America's own. You know?
Like female serial killers. That's like up there and as far as the modern ones go.
Just going across the pond.
The pond.
Rosemary West.
I saw her on the list, and I'm like, I don't know if Chris wants to do serial killers on this list.
But she's a couple killers. She's a couple killers. Her and her husband Fred.
Yeah,
they were good at murdering people together. Them and Karla Homolka and her husband, an aspiring rapist from Canada, of all places. Don't say it. Yeah. Well, I gotta, we talk about these women. They always get history wise, they get undercut a little bit. It's an old fashioned kind of thing. Undercut these women because these I'm not talking about success stories, but they are a tale about the testament of humanity.
Yeah,
a lot of it's always about guys. But with the women in history, there's not a lot to tell because some people say there's no interest. There's interest.
Oh yeah.
It's just people are refusing to tell their story. The biggest ones are like you have your Queen Elizabeth I, or your Margaret Thatcher. But these people are icons in England, and you have over here, what great women in American history is a story worth telling. You have people that defied slavery, like Harriet Tubman. Mm-hmm. And you have a counterpart, Harriet Beecher Stowe, who wrote a fictional book that caused the Civil War.
According to President Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
To her face, which is what kills me.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine looking the president of the United States in the face, and he goes, "So you're the little lady who caused this great war."
I just would love to have been there and him look Abe Lincoln in the face. Listen here, you fucking lumberjack fairy. And he's like, "Listen here, bitch," and they just sort of duked it out right there. Because women back there were some sterner stuff. I think she would have fought that wrestling motherfucker who may have been secretly gay. Lumberjack fairy on the 5. Another woman in history that is a great figure in history that doesn't get any. It is not a villain. I would love to do a list of these, but I'll probably add it to it. Is Woodrow Wilson's wife, who's probably the first female president, because he was an invalid by the time before his president ended, and she would be like have secretaries come in and be like, "I'll have him look at it." And then just forge a signature because her signature does not look like Woodrow Wilson's signature. Yeah. And it's just like, did we win World War I because she kept signing papers? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Or FER's lesbian wife. Just like great women in history, in American history. So many. Mm-hmm. Just so many. And we'll make a list on that. If you guys want to listen to it, just let us know in the Discord. We'll make a fucking list of great women in history. When's Women's History Month? Or
Women's History Month?
Do they have a month? They don't have a month?
We have a month?
Yeah, when is that?
I'm trying to remember which day is Women's
International
Empowerment Day.
International Women's Day.
I think it's in
Cristy.
I'm trying to think if it's already passed.
Women's Day is already passed. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is around the corner by the time of this recording. You guys got cell phones, you can look it up.
What he said.
Yeah. But yeah, this has been another great episode. Let us know in the Discord of any like particular event you want us to cover, any era of history. Cristy has just recently started school back in the high school level, so we'll be hearing a lot of stories from there about how she's teaching history.
You can probably smell the coffee as you listen to this podcast.
Really hoping for legalization of cocaine. Fingers crossed.
No, because that means the kids will be on it.
No, you have to be 30. The legal age of legal cocaine use is 30. Like cigarettes should be.
I'm just saying.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Check out all the other stuff on the network. Something Good Network. This fucking guys every Wednesday. Couch Potatoes when we can't time. Triple C with me and whoever. But yeah, check out everything on the network. Check out the merch we got posted up. Any little bit will help.
If you're interested in any pictures or mugshots from any of these, let us know in the Discord and I'll throw them up for you.
Oh, yeah.
You've been listening to the Something Good Network. If you liked what you heard, you can follow us on Instagram and check out the other great shows on the network. Link is in the episode description.